Good morning, everyone. Hey, how you doing? Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. We're glad that you're here. I'm Steve,
And I'm Scott.
and together we are Backyard Musings, the science and technology channel.
Yes, and we are talking this morning about a topic involving women's brains. Um,
And dementia.
and is as with dementia. So, and not that we like to talk about this topic, but we do talk about it
We
fairly
need to get it
regularly.
out there. You need
Yeah,
to know this.
yeah, because it's a nasty disease. So we hope that they're working on a cure and getting a cure up and running here soon. But yeah, let's talk about it.
A major study found that common dementia risks may have a much stronger impact on women's brains than previously recognized. Women may not only experience some dementia risk factors more often than men, but those risk factors may also have a stronger effect on their cognitive health, according to new research from the University of California, San Diego School of Medicine. The study, published in Biology of Sex Differences on May 20th, 2026, examined data from more than 17,000 middle-aged and older adults and found notable differences in both the prevalence and impact of several established dementia risk factors. Would you like to know more?
Okay, starting off with a quote here. Looking beyond which risk factors are most common, we found that some have disproportionately larger impacts on women's cognition. And that's according to Megan Fitzhugh, PhD, assistant professor of neurosciences at University of California, San Diego School of Medicine, and the first author of the study. Going on with the quote, this suggests that prevention efforts may be more effective if they are tailored not just to risk factor prevalence, but to how strongly each factor affects cognition in women versus men.
Women account for nearly 2/3 of the approximate 7 million people living with Alzheimer's disease in the United States. Wow,
that's pretty high. I wouldn't have thought that.
I know. Although women generally live longer than men, researchers say longevity alone does not explain the difference. Scientists
Because I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to keep reading. Go ahead, Scott.
Well, I was just going to say, because that's the problem. I mean, women live longer than men, right? Is that what they just said?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And if they get this disease, that doesn't necessarily mean it's an end of life. It's an end of quality of life, but not an end of life. Yeah. And they can live well into their
hundreds,
elderly ages and deal with that disease. And that's even more tough. And again, I'm not trying to be selfish here, but that's even more tough on the family dealing with the person that has this disease. So, okay.
Scientists are increasingly focused on understanding how biological, social, and lifestyle factors contribute to women's elevated risk of dementia. Particular attention has been given to factors that can potentially be changed or managed over time.
To investigate these differences, Fitzhugh and Judy Pa, another PhD, professor of neurosciences at University of San Diego School of Medicine and corresponding author of the study, analyzed information from the Health and Retirement Study, a nationally representative group of U.S. adults in mid to late life.
The research evaluated 13 well-established and modifiable dementia risk factors, including educational attainment, hearing loss, smoking, alcohol consumption, obesity, depression, physical inactivity, hypertension, diabetes, and other cardiometabolic conditions.
Okay, the analysis showed several clear differences in how frequently certain risk factors occurred among men and women. Women were more likely to report depression, nearly twice as common in women as men, 17% versus 9%. That's quite. Physical inactivity, 48% versus 42%, and sleep problems, 45% versus 40%. So
women also had slightly lower average educational attainment, another factor linked to increased risk of cognitive decline later in life. Men were more likely to experience hearing loss, 64% versus 50%. That might be being in the trades. Diabetes, 24% versus 21%, and heavy alcohol use, 22% versus 12%.
High blood pressure was widespread in both groups, affecting roughly 6 out of 10 participants. Average body mass index levels for both men and women fell within the overweight to obese range. The researchers found that prevalence alone did not tell the whole story. Several risk factors were associated with larger declines in cognitive performance among women than men. Cardiovascular and metabolic conditions, including hypertension and higher body mass index, showed stronger negative relationships with cognitive function in women.
The team also found that hearing loss and diabetes, despite being more common among men, were linked to poorer cognitive performance in women. These findings indicate that the same health condition may not carry the same level of cognitive risk for everyone. A factor that has a moderate impact on cognition in men may have a considerably stronger effect in women, increasing its overall contribution to dementia risk.
Another quote: "These differences highlight the importance of considering sex as a key variable in dementia research," according to Dr. Paul. Going on with the quote, "Sex differences are profoundly overlooked among many leading causes of death like Alzheimer's, heart disease, and cancer. The findings support growing interest in precision medicine, an approach that aims to tailor prevention and treatment strategies to individual characteristics, including sex."
Rather than concentrating only on the most common risk factors in the population, the results suggest that prevention efforts could be more effective if they focus on the factors that have the greatest impact on cognitive health within specific groups.
Because the risk factors identified in the study are modifiable, researchers say there are practical opportunities for intervention. For women, this could include greater attention to treating depression, increasing physical activity, and improving cardiovascular health, particularly uncontrolled hypertension.
Yeah, the researchers say additional studies are needed to determine why these sex-based differences exist, which means give me your money. Potential explanations include hormonal influences, genetic factors, and differences in access to healthcare, but the interactions among these factors remain unclear.
Another quote: "Ultimately, a more nuanced understanding of these differences could help us design smarter, more targeted interventions," according to Fitzhugh. That's an increase, going on with the quote, "That's an essential step toward reducing the burden of dementia for everyone, but especially for women who are disproportionately affected." Okay.
We hope that this helps you re-listen to it again and again so you can, make some changes.
Yeah, talk to your doctor. See if they're familiar with this. If you know somebody or you're dealing with some issues right now, cognitive decline, either for you or for a loved one. And we're sorry if you are. So it's tough.
All right, folks, thanks for joining us. We'll catch you in the morning.
Take care, everyone. Thanks.